God morning and good morning. Thank God for the wake up. Thank God for the wake up. Thank God for the wake up. Welcome. I am Luis Lopez, and you are listening to Talking Cancer, My Journey, My Way. Be sure to like, subscribe, or share, follow, whatever, um, as we continue to talk about this journey of cancer that we may be on. Cancer for a lot of people, I would assume, is, at least from my experience, is it's been difficult. It's one of those subjects that you just are like, damn, you know. You go through the why me's and all of this stuff, you know what I mean? There's so many different emotions that you have to deal with as the person with, and then all of the people around you that love you that are affected. Now, the stereotypical way of looking at this thing would be all the images and all the things that you see maybe on TV, or maybe even stories that you see where, oh my goodness, you're going to have to go through chemo, you're going to lose your hair, so on and so forth, go through all this stuff, and throwing up because of the chemo and all of this negative energy. And it's a lot, and I'm not downplaying it because it's that's exactly what happens. That is exactly what happens when you go through chemo. And chemo is an amazing form of treatment, but it's not the only form of treatment. There are so many different things out there, naturopathy, holistic health, things like that, that we could be doing to assist. Now, it's a trip because, you know, standard care is, radiation, chemo, so on and so forth, monitor, radiation, chemo, radiation, chemo, radiation, chemo. Anyways, that's the standard care, or was the standard care, and for years, people have been attempting to take a natural approach to healing, and with some success as well. You know what I mean? And a lot of those cases don't get recognition. But it's gotten to the point, I believe, now where it has gained some momentum. It has been coming back because it's been drowned out for so many years. It's been covered up for so many years. And as healthy eating and things like that have come back to the forefront, getting back to our roots, per se, when it comes to nutrition, people becoming more aware of all the things that have been causing a disease such as cancer, and a lot of it comes from or stems from poor nutrition, processed foods, chemicals sprayed on your vegetables, to keep the bugs away and things like that. And just all these different things, you hear the Roundup commercials and things like that. And it's a trip now because, as this is coming back to the forefront, with nutrition now, not only nutrition, but things of different modalities as well as meditation, acupuncture. By the way, I love my acupuncturist, Pin Lu. Shout out to her. Just all these different modalities. Things are now starting to. It's either they're starting to become aware, or they're losing money because people are starting to steer away from standard care of medicine. So now they have this thing where they are starting to be, a lot of doctors or facilities are starting to do integrative approach, where they might have accepted these things in their home, but in their practice, they did not. But now, and the reasoning for not accepting it in their practice is because of their Hippocratic oath. They uphold a certain oath to obey certain rules of the medical field of standard care, standard health care. So you got to keep all these kind of things in mind. So now, as they start to move into, what is it, the 21st, 22nd century, whatever it's called. These things are starting to change. People are starting to have a more open mind, and question the norm. Not saying that chemo and radiation and things like that are bad, but using an integrative approach and all the benefits that come along with these different modalities have proven already and been proven for years because they existed before standard medicine. So, these things, to open these doors back up to nutrition, to acupuncture, acupressure, massage, meditation, humming, yoga, you name it. All of these things have helped now and then with cures. So now to make, the medical field start to embrace what they call an integrative approach. It's good to see. It's good to see that all hands on deck basically are coming together at a lot of facilities. I think the fact that we and God really have given us the knowledge to be curious and try to put things together to help heal on one aspect, but also not forget the things that He put here that do things naturally, are very beneficial. And the fact that they're a lot of facilities are starting to take this approach, I think is very beneficial. But we gotta continue to push that envelope. It's a trip because I look, I Google all the time, and I look for different stories, and those stories of natural healing are so far in between because the algorithm of facilities, doctors, UCSDs, and UC Davis, and all these other standard care of healing. the algorithm just floods Google. You have to continue to search to start to find things that are natural. Even when you put natural, you know, the first thing that comes up is proton care and things like that. That is for me. So, um, but it's good to see, and at least now, people talking about an integrative approach. Even when I was talking to my doctor at UCSD, he talked to me about the chemo and stuff like that. But I told him, I said, look, I'm going to be doing my acupuncture. You can't tell me not to, I mean, personally, um, but I'm going to be doing this and whatever. And he was okay with that. He was like, yeah, there's signs that they could help out with pain and whoop de whoop. And I'm like, yeah, it could definitely help out. I mean, my digestion has been great ever since, so why would I stop something that's helping me feel great? And it has no side effects whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not losing my hair. My feet aren't turning purple. None of this. So, but, I have changed drastically since my first original diagnosis to now. And it's been a gradual approach to my digestion and everything like that, and my nutrition. Just the fact that to get my body back up and running after my scare of chemo poisoning, starting off with a eat right for your blood type lifestyle. That helped me kind of get back into this mode. And being that I'm an A blood type, it started leading me towards more of a plant-based type diet. And that diet just, it dealt with beneficial, neutral, and avoid type foods, for your blood type. So, I went down that for about a year or so, and really changed my life because, at one point when I had the chemo poison, my body was rejecting food, and the only thing that my body would accept were things that I happened to notice that fell in line with a blood type lifestyle. Now, I say that because, I still somewhat follow that lifestyle, but I'm more plant-based, period. I completely cut out all the meats, things like that. So in that aspect, hey, I'm good. So everything is plant-based, nothing processed, and just reaping the benefits of everything that could be and is natural, and just feeling amazing about it. And I don't know what my scans say. I do have an appointment coming up soon in regards to that. So we'll be finding out new stuff here. What's been going on since my last scan, which was I forget what my last scan was, like in April or May. I think May. And so, what's been going on these past 3 months, because I've been going hard. And honestly, I'm not expecting anything. All I know is that I feel good, and I'm going to continue to do what's making me feel good, until we can find some other approach, some other alternative type of therapy. So, I'm continue to move because I know chemo is just not for me. I do know that for a fact. So, I'm gonna just continue pushing and see what they come up with, any clinical trials that may be coming up and things like that. So, that's the goal. That's the goal right now. So let's see what's up. Go get the blood work done and see where everything stands. From what I can see, every time I take it done blood work, my blood work is coming back excellent. So my white blood count is up. Everything is fine. Hemoglobin. Anyways, no, but I did want to talk about that, and I do appreciate the medical field and the standard care making this integrative type of medicine available, and actually starting to be open to talk about it, because, it needs to be talked about, it needs to be addressed, and it needs to be part of standard healthcare. You know what I mean? Like, all these things definitely should be going together, because, stress, first of all, is probably one of the root causes of many diseases. And a lot of different modalities outside of standard care focus on this stress. Every single one of them. Your nutrition focuses on stress. Yeah, the things you eat, because the things you eat can cause stress. Meditation, yoga, prayer, massage, all of these things focus on relaxation and decompressing that stress, letting go for just a moment. And we need more of those moments, more of those times where we're able to just decompress. But things are so stressful. Times are stressful. Money is stressful. Inflation is stressful. Sickness is stressful. The kids are stressful. You name it. But we have to find time to let some of that go. And I'm not saying that stress is what caused my issue, but I guarantee you that it did not help. For sure. And my nutrition, especially the way I used to eat, definitely didn't help at all. So when you start combining multiple issues, your eating, your stress, alcohol, smoking, you name it, you start combining these normal activities, all of that stuff starts to increase your chances of deadly diseases. It doesn't matter what they are. Like a lot of sugar, diabetes, boom. And things that I'm learning about diabetes is a lot of it is, most of the time it's not a hereditary or genetic disease. Most of the time it's based on tradition. Tradition and a lifestyle of doing things, a lifestyle of eating, introduction to these foods, and, just passed on from generation to generation. So we have to break the cycle of a lot of things. And it does start with nutrition. And, I'm trying to work on, getting my kids out of the norm, because now they've grown up with all the chips and all this stuff, but it's so difficult to say, no, you can't have no chips now, or, daddy's doing it, so you can't have it. They don't just work like that, but they watch me and we talk about it, and little by little, they start trying. The older one is easier to, do, but the little one, she wants her candy, she wants this and that. And even the older one has a sweet tooth, but, as far as her eating is concerned, she eats a lot healthier. And so I'm just trying to work on the little one, getting her into that, where it's more, more vegetables, more fruit and things like that, things of that nature. Um, but yeah, so, continue to just push the envelope, listen to yourself, listen to your body, what your mind is telling you. Try to decompress, try to relieve the stress. Do not count out different modalities. If all else fails, there's nothing wrong with just sitting in silence, listening to music, relaxing. Pull up a chair on the porch and just sit back and just chill for a second. Have a cup of coffee, whatever. But decompress. Do something. You know what I mean? Your life depends on it. Your future depends on it. Your kids depend on it. Let's continue to move forward and bring back natural healing to the forefront, because it's always been there. It's always been there. It's never going away. Standard medicine, what we call now, that's what's new. Anyways, let's continue to move. Let's continue to do what we do, and continue to pray. All right. Don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe. That's my time. Peace, love,